May I come, sir? Please come.
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Have a seat. Yes, Rajeev, how are you?
Sir.
बैठे बैठे बोर हो गए होंगे हैं?
Yes, sir. I mean, there was a traveling, so.
अच्छा, traveling. You have come from?
Sir, I come from Kotpudri, Bharu district of Rajasthan.
Alwar, it is Kotpudri district now. Earlier they were
Yes,
Alwar.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Kotpudri, okay.
So you came in the morning only, eh?
No, sir. I reached in Delhi by 12:30.
Okay.
Yes.
Today?
Yes, sir. Today.
only. Okay.
अच्छा अच्छा.
It was 3 hours travel, sir. So it was not an issue.
I think जाम नहीं मिला दिल्ली में.
There was a bit traffic, sir, but also I had vomiting, so that actually worsened a lot of.
Oh.
ठीक है. Now it all right.
Yes, sir. I'm all right.
ठीक हो ना?
Yes,
Fine.
sir.
पानी वानी पीना है?
No, sir. I did.
Okay.
Okay, you have done your graduation from NIT, eh?
जी, sir.
Civil engineering.
Yes, sir.
Did you try anything in civil engineering?
No, sir. I did not sit for placement in college. I made my mind that I will be going for civil service. So that is why, sir, I did not go for any placement or any job in civil service, in civil engineering.
So since 2020 you are preparing for
Yes,
that,
sir. Sir, I gave 5 attempts. I wrote 3 mains,
Mm-hmm.
but no tangible results as far as.
So still some chance is there, or?
Sir, I think I'm sifting now, and my attempts in UPSC are done, and I'm going for RBI.
Why you want to join the RBI?
Sir, I believe I gave 4-5 years to this particular journey, and I did my absolute best there. I wrote 3 simultaneous mains, which means there were no results, and I also realized, sir, that I cannot be stuck in an unpredictable journey for long, and even RBI, sir, also works on national projects. They affect grassroots developments, and if RBI, so whatever functions which are important function of RBI, if they are not implemented well, then my desire to public service, that also aligns the goals of RBI. So that is why I want to join RBI, sir. And most importantly, sir, I missed that I also want a stable career. I'm 26, and so that's why.
Okay. कितना जानते सिविल इंजीनियरिंग का भूल तो नहीं गए अभी सब?
Sir, there has been a lot of disassociation, so I will not be that confident.
So what do you know about RBI?
Yes, sir. Sir, RBI is a central bank. It is an autonomous entity, and RBI, sir, the core function of RBI is to ensure price stability in the market with the growth, with the objective of the growth, and so that is the primary thing about RBI, sir.
Who does the currency management in India?
Yes, sir.
Currency management.
Sir, it is the RBI job.
It is the RBI job.
Yes, sir. Sir, RBI issues the currency notes, but it also work with government when it comes to design and production as well as logistics. So there is a cooperation as well, sir. And
That is one part.
Yes, sir.
Printing of notes is one part actually. Design and other things that they will be taking. But what involves currency management?
sorry, sir, I could not hear.
Currency management. What is currency management?
Yes, sir. Currency management is primary function of RBI, under which RBI ensure that there is enough liquidity in the market, and the notes are in good conditions. There is a proper exchange of soil notes, mutilated notes, and as well as it also takes care of the logistics that in different currency chests to the commercial banks. So that is currency management of RBI.
What are the currency chests?
Yes, sir. Sir, currency chest, they are basically, sir, we can say that they are vault inside commercial banks, and the fund is there to deal with any kind of crisis or any day-to-day liquidity, but it belongs to the RBI, sir. The money that is there belongs to RBI.
But the currency management, how it controls the liquidity? You said no.
Yes, sir.
It manages liquidity. How it manages liquidity?
Yes, sir. Sir, for example, banks are having a liquidity deficit. There is not enough funds. Then, sir, RBI actually through OMO or any, that is open market operations, or liquidity adjustment facility, which is repo operations. It injects the liquidity, or if there is a high excess liquidity in the market, then RBI also takes away that liquidity as well.
No, but the currency management is basically the reach of the currency in all parts of the country.
Yes, sir.
Currency management as such is nothing to do with the liquidity part.
Yes, sir.
They have to make good availability the good notes.
Yes, sir.
That part is there actually. All right.
Yes, sir. I will read about
And it manages through currency chess, which you said we are owning, but the banks are managing that.
Yes, sir.
All right. The assets of the currency chess are of that RBI.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Any other important function of the RBI?
Sir, monetary policy, which is the most important function, and then sir, public debt management, and sir, bankers to bank, as well as lender of last resort to bank. So these are as well. And sir, in recent time, the financial inclusion as a function of the RBI has emerged a lot. So these are the major function. There are others as well.
Public debt management, what is that?
Yes, sir. Sir, public debt management, basically means that RBI ensures that if government needs money, then it conducts like open market operation, and it ensures that the yield rate is low, so that bank can borrow money at lower rates. So that is the major function of debt management, and sir, that is about it.
Please come again.
Yes, sir. Sir, in public debt management, if Government of India needs money, but RBI ensured that our Government of India receive that money at cheaper rate. So
How it ensures?
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, through open market operations. For example, sir, there is a yield. If the yields are high, which is interest rate is high in the market, then RBI buys those government security, which means that it increases the demand, which increases its price. Then, sir, price and yields are inversely proportional, so that reduces the yield, and sir, then sir, Government of India receives that money at cheaper rate.
Actually, for arranging the debts, I don't think that the open market operations that may be working actually, but that we will take it separately.
Yes, sir.
But for arranging the debt, we have to issue the government securities and sell to the general
Yes, sir.
banks and the financial institutions, whatever it may be,
Yes,
who takes that part actually. Because fiscal deficit is there, and that has to be made good, the arrangement.
Yes, sir.
All right. How does it act as a banker to the government?
Yes, sir. Sir, the most important part of acting as a bankers to government is acting as a settlement bank, or as a clearing bank. So whenever, for example, Government of India has to, there is a tax payment, sir, or any kind of receipt payments are done that are done through account that Government of India maintains with RBI.
But clearing settlement, what is that?
Sir, clearing settlements means that RBI ensure that if there is any failure, intergovernmental or any interbank settlements, then RBI ensure that funds goes through.
Which kind of failure actually? Which kind of failure? Intergovernmental and interbank. What failure?
Yes, sir. Sir, for example, if there are GST payments, or there are tax payments that government of India receives, so they are done through commercial banks, sir. And commercial banks are agency of the RBI, sir, and they maintain the account with RBI, and through which, sir, the settlement is done.
So that is all right. Everybody is receiving.
Yes, sir.
All right. And that is put into the government account.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is the risk in this?
Sorry, sir, I have to read more on it. I have more clarity. I have to need more clarity on it.
Okay. Anyway, because for the that risk is not here actually. Here we are providing the banking service. We have authorized the banks also to collect the money on behalf of the government and put the account. If the RBI is maintaining, then there itself, the RBI itself, or if SBI is there, or whichever is the authorized agency is there actually.
Yes, sir.
That part is there. Now, settlement, what is clearing settlement actually?
Sir, I got confused and I need to read more about it.
Checks and all that you know. Checks. We issue checks for
Yes, sir.
1,000 rupees, lakh rupees and
Yes, sir.
all that actually. Where do they go?
Sir, if they go to...
Means, see, you take any small city or a big city, all right. Check is a normal kind of business, apart from the digital aspect.
Yes, sir.
Now digital for a small payments, it may be there actually.
Yes, sir.
All right, suppose you have to transfer 10 lakh, you are purchasing a house or somewhere else.
Yes, sir.
So many people are doing that. They are issuing the checks. Now checks are being deposited somewhere else because everybody has to go get the money.
Yes, sir.
So how they will get the money? If we two people are there is a clear thing. I will issue a check to you. You will present in your bank. So debit credit will be there and settlement is there. This is the simplest settlement.
Yes, sir.
But why clearing settlement? We talk about that. If too many checks are there,
Yes, sir.
a large number of people draw, and the checks are drawn on large number of banks. Everybody deposit in his bank. So where they will go? They will go to some clearing center.
Yes, sir.
And at the clearing center, what will happen?
Sir.
It will be sorted out actually. All right, because there may be some checks pertaining to this bank, to that bank, and all that.
Netting.
Then it will be seen which bank has to go to what.
Yes, sir.
I gave an example of one check, me and you.
Yes, sir.
That is just a settlement one. But if 4 people are there, I have drawn on this, you have drawn on this, he has drawn on this, likewise. Okay, how much he has to get, how much he has to give to him, how much he has to give to him, how much. This is the clearing settlement which.
Understood.
This is the part.
I will read more on it, sir.
Whenever there is an involvement of more than 2 banks or the rather interbank transactions, they are being settled at the Reserve Bank of India because bank's account is being maintained by the RBI.
Yes, sir.
They cannot settle among themselves.
Yes, sir. Yes.
2 banks cannot settle among themselves. All right, and this receipts and payments is not a part of that.
Okay, sir.
That is a normal activity.
Okay, sir.
But I asked you a question that how the Reserve Bank acts as a banker to the government.
Yes, sir. So there are other...
That is debt management basically.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is also called debt management.
That is debt management mainly, or the wage and means advances.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. RBI...
Maintaining accounts is also a part actually, no doubt.
Yes, sir.
Maintaining accounts is also a part.
Yes, sir.
Operate, they can operate it, but maintain them करते हैं, RBI maintains that part. It is clear on that part.
Yes, sir. I will definitely have more clarity on it, sir.
All right. Okay, what RBI has done, which you feel it is very important from the banking point of view?
Yes, sir. Sir,
Anything means you feel from the banking point of view, from the customer and the banking.
Sir, I believe it has to be inflation targeting that started in 2016. So before that, sir, there was a less transparency.
Inflation targeting, actually, we cannot say about the banks, actually. It may not,
Okay, sir.
not related to the banking itself.
Then, sir,
Inflation is general to the public, actually, or to the government.
okay, sir. Then, sir, if I have to say about bank, then it has to be supervision that RBI has strengthened over banks over the period of time. So RBI has brought a lot of technological advancement. For example, there is a DUX portal
Supervision can be one part actually.
Yes, sir.
RBI has done, but the basic thing is that the Reserve Bank has inculcated a sense of confidence in the minds of the public,
Yes, sir.
so that they can believe the banking system as such.
Yes, sir.
For that, they have done all these things. Supervision, they are doing it,
Yes, sir.
isn't it? Supervision, they are doing it. Payment settlement system, they are running that part. So many things are there actually.
Yes, sir.
All right. Frauds, they are taking care.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then in case if some complaints are there, then they also try to resolve that
Yes,
part
sir.
also. So these are the things the RBI has done. But the main thing is that the RBI inculcated a sense of confidence in the minds of the general public.
Understood.
It means they should not hesitate in putting their money in a bank.
Yes, sir. Through DIGCI.
Yes. DICC is also one part actually. That is up to 5 lakhs only.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? Okay, this is the one good thing which the RBI has done it. What you cannot tell about the budget?
Sir, I did go through it,
Huh?
so I can try.
Acha. You didn't go through it.
So I did read the summary and also through newspaper. So
कुछ भी नहीं उसके बारे में you can't say anything.
no, sir, I can say.
हाँ. Say
Sir,
something.
Sorry, sir. What was the question? Overall
About
budget.
the overall budget.
Okay.
हाँ. Some salient feature 2, 3, 4 you tell.
Yes. So, sir, there has been a lot of focus on MSME sector in this year's budget as well. There is a equity fund for MSME of 10,000 crore so that they can have more capital. Then there is a more reform on trade portal as well. Now, public sector enterprises, they have to, if they engage with MSME, then they have to mandatorily have transaction in trade portal so that MSME gets invoice and they can then get
How
the loans.
much amount they have proposed for the infrastructure aspects?
Infrastructure aspect, sir. So 12.2 trillion, sir. That is like overall capex expenditure, sir. If you're talking about
That is the
yes,
part
sir.
actually.
Yes, sir.
Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Again, what is the fiscal deficit?
Yes, sir. Sir, fiscal deficit is 4.4 for this year, and next year, so it would be 4.3%.
What are the challenges for our economy?
Sir, overall challenges.
Hmm.
Okay. Sir, overall challenges, if we see economic survey highlighted, first and foremost is that, sir, we are in a Goldilocks phase, which means that we are having high growth and low inflation. Yet this particular success is not it is not benefiting India because, sir, the external challenges are low, and like whatever happening in the global economy is not conducive to India. Earlier, sir, this success used to be benefited a lot, but now it is not happening. So India has to build more strategic resilience inside. So first, sir, we have to have more export competitiveness. So that is a major challenge for us, sir. And for that, sir, I mean, our MSME needs to grow more. They have to have economies of scale, and there has to be more technological integration there. Second challenge, sir, our skilling. So the Indian skilling report says that, sir, 56% graduates are only employable in 2025, which means that we are not taking leverage of our demographic dividend properly. And so that is second major challenge, sir. And the third, I would say, it has to do with our agriculture sector. 46% of Indian populations are still employed in agriculture, yet its contribution in GDP is around 18%. So there is a lot of disguised employment is there as well. So we have to uplift people. We have to shift from towards non-farm sectors like animal husbandry or food processing sector, so that it not only lead to manufacturing job, but it will also bring people out of poverty. So these are the major challenges that I can think of.
Poverty?
Poverty, yes, sir. Sir, according to World Bank report, our poverty has been reduced to 2.3% when it talk about the extreme poverty, and there has been a lot of step as well from Government of India. And I believe, sir, that through more targeting, like targeted or more
Unemployment?
Yes, sir. Unemployment, sir, yes, it is a challenge, but it is also related with the scaling as well, sir, because our if the
those who are skilled, they all have got the employment.
sir, they have got the employment, but they may be suffering from underemployment. So,
You have got the skills,
sir,
but you are still underemployed.
yes, sir. Sir, that is frictional unemployment, sir. It was I was unemployment, but because by my choices.
Not but you were trying more as well. चलो ठीक है, okay. There are so many people like you who are coming here who are skilled, but they are not employed.
Yes, sir. Sir, I did had offers to work in EdTech, but then I thought that I will be.
So then you
yes.
thought it underemployment, na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then
But how we will define that actually? You have a skill.
Yes, sir. Sir, the skill has to be aligned with what industry demanding. So if industry saying that you need to know about C++ or languages, then we have to know about it. We cannot be teaching theories and without any
yeah, you alone cannot do it, na? Whose responsibility is to align yours with the industry requirement?
Yes, sir. Sir, of course, sir, government is a stakeholder here, also education institutions, but even the
Institution on their own will not, na? They have to have inputs for what the industry requirements. Government has to provide, na?
Yes, sir.
Or the private research institutes, no?
Yes, sir.
Ultimately, who will take the study? Education, government can only provide them the curriculum
Yes, sir. Yes.
so that they can implement it. So there is upskilling in the market,
Yes, sir.
है ना? So at the same time, they could have sensitized you that you go for this or not. ठीक है ना भाई?
I understand.
But the education is not providing any guidance to you. Did they?
Sir, there were seminars that there were companies coming, but there were also seminars of CSE. If you want to prepare civil service, then you can also go for that, sir. So.
Anyway, you consider yourself that you by choice you are unemployed.
Yes,
है
sir.
ना?
I
That
was,
you are
but
considering.
now thing could be difficult if I continue to do so. I have to take a pragmatic decision, sir. Because gap would be too more, and if I don't take a right decision right now, then.
But in civil engineering, what language would have benefited you?
Yes, sir. Sir, from my personal experience, what I saw from my colleagues or my batchmates, most of them said transferred to IT, or they have gone through public sector PSUs or some, and so transferred towards civil service or even state junior engineering, sir. So basically, sir, they all are transferring to government jobs or either some semi-government institutions, and sir, placement in the civil engineering, they are not kind of financial incentives not good. That is what they are considering, sir. So
In civil.
yes, sir, civil. So the on-campus placements is around 8 to 9 lakh, which is not so good when it comes to in-hand salary, and so it is not according to their potential. So that is why, sir, they are transferring. They work for 1 year in L&T, then they shift from there. They either come for civil service or they go for IT. They upskill themselves by learning language because that is the best they can get. So it has to be.
But the infrastructure that is going on at a very good pace.
Sir, yes, infrastructure is going, but sir, for example, engineers I'm not so aware about the private engineers, but sir, many are working in PWD sector, so they are becoming Indian engineering services. Then they are going into public sectors, and then they are engaging through infrastructure. So either way, sir, it is public sector through which is more beneficial to civil engineering. So that is what I got to know.
Had you qualified for this UPSC, where would have you been put? Administrative or some civil engineer or some civil engineering job?
Sir, if I had qualified civil service exam, sir, I was part of. I would be part of administration.
Okay.
Anything about monetary policy?
Yes, sir. Sir, although on 6th February there was a 59th Monetary Policy Committee, and I did not go through completely, but the Monetary Policy Committee had a neutral stance again, saying that there are global unpredictabilities, a lot of uncertainty over our trade deals as well. So we have to look where we have, and most importantly, sir, in February or in April, we will have new data on CPI as well as our GDP, and so then we can take new decisions where we will go, whether it is accommodative or it is tightening, calibrated tightening. So that is
What does it mean, this neutral and accommodating and all that? What is this?
yes, sir. Sir, accommodative monetary policy stance means, sir, that RBI will be cutting more, RBI cutting rate, that is a policy rate, which is repo rate, in order to boost the economy, in order to boost the consumptions, by making loans more cheaper, so that people can consume more, and then because our economy, sir, is a consumption-driven economy, so that is the accommodative stance. When it comes to neutral stance, it means, sir, that RBI's monetary policy committee is neither considering increasing the repo rate or nor reducing it. It is waiting to have more data, more market intelligence in order to take new decisions. So that is about it.
Neutral is there? Sure. Maybe like that. Sure. Okay. What is the repo rate as on date?
Yes, sir. Sir, as on date, repo rate is around 5.25%.
Around or?
No, sir, exactly 5.25%, sir.
What is this repo rate?
Sir, repo rate is a policy rate through which RBI targets inflation. It wants to have inflation between its lower and upper tolerance limit of 4 plus minus 2. And through repo rate, RBI also ensures that, again, sir, that there is a liquidity in the market. It gives loans to the commercial banks at repo rate.
It gives loans to the commercial banks at the repo rate.
For 1 to 14 days, for very short term liquidity, if it had to manage, sir.
You ask?
You told that you appeared for five times for the UPSC examination.
Yes.
What was your subject?
My optional subject, sir. My optional subject was sociology, sir.
Sociology.
Yes, sir.
In no way it will help you in preparing for RBI examination. It didn't help, na?
So
Sociology,
not
yeah.
directly, but
But otherwise, how?
sir, it can definitely give me idea about that how women are exploited from financial sectors.
But what RBI has to do with this?
Sir, RBI is not directly connected to sociology.
Okay. You told at least 2 times that repo operations are done to suck liquidity.
Reverse repo rate, sir. Yes.
Repo rate. Okay, reverse repo rate.
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Sir, right now RBI is not using reverse repo rate as an instrument to suck
That
liquidity.
is true. I am talking about the repo rate. You are saying that repo rate is being used to impact liquidity.
Yes, sir.
Huh? Are you sure?
Yes, sir. RBI do use repo for
It does
short term.
use a repo, but
Yes, sir.
repo. Okay, what is meant by the lender of the last resort for the bankers?
Yes, sir. Sir, it means that RBI will intervene if banks are having low liquidity, so that they do not collapse.
Collapse.
Yes, sir. Or there is any bank run, sir.
When the bank run will happen?
Sir, when for example, when their overall liquidity reduces, which in the bank the cash reduces, sir, and their capital goes down such a way that they cannot absorb any kind of unwanted shocks.
So banks are using. You mean to say banks are using repo facility to tide over their bad asset quality situation? That is what you are telling? Banks are using repo everywhere. So every bank is fearing a run?
No, sir.
That is what you are telling, na? You are telling that repo rate is being used by RBI to bail out the banks. It is giving liquidity to the banks, na? That is what you are telling.
Yes, sir.
Is it correct? Every bank is using repo facility, that every bank is in trouble?
No, sir, that is not true. Sir, it is only to manage their short-term liquidity crunch. So
That is why I am telling that there is a basic problem in that concept.
yes, sir.
last resort means suppose the banks, they are not having funds, the payment has come, but they are having securities.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है? What they will do, they will go to the bank,
Yes, sir.
RBI, take liquid, pledge these securities, take money and pay to the customers.
Yes, sir.
That is short-term liquidity. It is not that the banks are having problems.
Yes, sir.
So this is the bankers of the last resort. Not that there is having, it's a basically flawed argument and the conceptual absence of conceptual clarity.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it is not that the RBI takes the initiative to bail out the bank by providing liquidity, because the banks take the initiative to tide over their temporary mismatches, as in the case of the government, to obtain funds from the by pledging the repo for short-term liquidity.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
It is not used for open market operations.
Yes,
It is not used for influencing for open market operations, or if there is excess liquidity in the market, the RBI will sell the securities and suck excess liquidity,
Yes, sir.
and vice versa for shortage. It will release the securities and ठीक है.
Yes, sir. I will read about it.
तो बेसिक फ्लॉ ये नहीं है. Open market operation and nothing to do. Open market operations are for long term injecting or sucking the liquidity. LAF is for providing short term liquidity to the system.
Yes.
Okay. Achha. Monetary policy, what are other tools of monetary policy? Repo is one.
Sir, then we have, sir, extended deposit facility, which is
वो हो गया, वो rates सारे इकट्ठे हो
then we
गए.
have a CRR, SLR, which is
What is the current rate of CRR SLR?
sir, SLR is around 18% and CRR is 3.0%.
ठीक है. और open market operations you understood?
Yes, sir. I
ये
understand.
तीन हम इस्तेमाल करते हैं.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. Open
I
market.
should have clarified more on government security purchase, repurchase agreement.
You should have read more, not clarified.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And what is bank rate?
Sir, bank rate is associated with the marginal standing facility, which is the penalty rate in one form. So, which it is around, sir, 5.50%.
Penalty means?
Penalty means, sir, if commercial banks are not complying with RBI's regulations, then or they are not maintaining liquidity as has to be, then, sir, and
Maintain liquidity. Huh?
yes, sir.
Liquidity means what actually?
Sir, it is like available cash that bank uses for
RBI
day-to-day.
has made some limit that you should have this much cash and all that.
Yes, sir. There are under Basel norms, and which in terms of
What are
capital.
those?
Sir, the first is there is a liquidity coverage ratio, which means that they have to have high quality assets in order to deal with any bank run for 30 days. Then that is
No, that is another aspect.
yes, sir.
Whether this much liquidity a bank should have and all that.
Yes, sir.
Are there some instructions like that?
Sir, I'm aware about that
See,
capital
there
and
is
buffer.
there is a broad thing in that part. Means RBI should be, any banker, he should be in a position to pay to their depositors
Yes,
at any time.
Yes, sir.
All right. Means their interest has not to be
Affected.
affected actually.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, as such, too, I don't think there are any liquidity requirements and all that. See, CRR is required, that they will say. SLR is required, that they will say. These are the instructions as such.
Yes, sir.
But may not be this much cash you have to keep it. That every bank can judge itself actually. All right.
Yes.
And in case if a bank, then what the monetary policy will do? You told that to manage the liquidity of the banks.
Sir.
You told, na?
Yes, sir.
You only told, earlier you were saying repo rate, but otherwise the monetary policy, it helps in managing the liquidity of the banks. Monetary policy in one way,
Yes, sir.
through open market operations or the LAF.
Yes, sir.
All right. So in case if some bank is in problem, they will approach there. See, excess liquidity, no bank would like to have it.
Yes, sir.
Excess liquidity means it is a idle fund like that.
Yes, sir. They are not using it properly.
So that is why they would like to invest it somewhere else, either in the government securities or in the OMO or in the LA, somewhere else.
Yes, sir.
See, I have access, I am offering this because I will earn something more,
Yes, sir. Yes.
and the banks can increase the profit. Isn't it?
Yeah, regulations के बारे में. The regulations and supervision. Have you heard of regulations?
Yes, sir.
What are the regulations we have prescribed for the prudential regulations for banking industry?
Sir, potential.
Prudential.
Sir, in terms of the ratio that they have to keep.
Ratio.
Like.
Regulations क्या है? हमने कुछ बताए हैं.
Yes, sir. Sir, regulation.
Capital adequacy का कोई ratio है?
Yes, sir.
क्या है?
Sir, for scheduled commercial bank, it is RBI has prescribed 9%.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
अच्छा.
And for urban cooperative banks, it is 12%.
ठीक है, वो अलग हो गया. तो prudential NPA norms.
Yes, sir. NPA norms are there, and
What is an NPA?
sir, NPA means non-performing asset, which means that if the interest and payment are not paid back more than 90 days, then it becomes a non-performing asset. Yes, sir.
Okay. If the further any
Yes,
other
sir.
thing about you
Sir,
would like
if
to about?
sir, if asset remains NPA for less than 12 months, then it is a substandard asset. Then if asset remains substandard asset for more than 12 months, then it becomes doubtful asset, sir. And if assets are again, sir, remains doubtful asset.
First year, if it remains NPA for 1 year, then it is qualified as substandard.
Yes, sir.
Thereafter, it remains NPA for 2 years, then it becomes doubtful asset.
Yes, sir.
है ना? What is the level of provisioning? Doubtful D1, D2, D3. What is the level of provisioning?
Sir, provisioning, sir, although it has 70%.
लोन को कवरेज रेशियो, लोन प्रोविजन कवरेज रेशियो है वो यार. पर्टिकुलर लोन के लिए क्या है, वो तो ओवरऑल बैंक वाइड है क्या?
Sir, sorry, sir, I don't know.
प्रोविजनिंग नहीं पता
Sir,
है. अच्छा तो बताओ, कैन एनी asset has to go through all these stages, or it can straight away be qualified as loss assets?
Sir, I don't have much clarity on it. If you allow me guess, then I can.
Please.
Sir, I think if asset has to go all these 3 steps. For example, even before it becomes NPA, there are other like for 1 to 30 days, it is called standard managing asset.
Okay, I put a case before you.
Yes, sir.
Suppose there is a one person
Yes, sir.
who has duped the bank. He has
sir.
taken the loan, has run away.
Yes, sir.
Whether you will go through SMA 0, SMA 1, SMA 2, then NPA, then substandard, or should straight away qualify as loss assets. You know that he is not traceable,
Yes, sir. So then.
and the security is pledged, the documents are fake. Then you will go through all these stages.
Then, sir, you will be declared willful defaulter.
वो तो ठीक है यार, assets का बताओ ना.
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware.
So the straight away qualified assets. What is the point in then you are window dressing? It's a loss asset which is the remote of the chances of recovering the money is very remote, and this is the loss assets.
Yes, sir.
It can be straight away qualified as the loss asset. अच्छा, what is digital banking? Have you heard of digital banking?
Yes, sir, digital banking. I have heard.
Digital banking हमने किया ना. What is digital banking?
Sir, digital banking, where bank operations and financial services are done through digital technologies.
Digital mode, ठीक है
Yes,
ना?
sir.
What are the pitfalls? What are the downside risks of the digital banking?
Yes, sir. So, sir, the foremost which RBI also prescribed that through digital lending, when loan are given, but when it comes to loan recovery, sir, there are aggressive loan recovery. Sometimes also information.
यार मैं RBI को मैं पूछ रहा हूँ, what are the pitfalls for a customer doing digital banking?
Yes, sir. Sir, the first and foremost should be is that digital scams there can happen. Their information can be taken away as well. Second is, sir, they also vulnerable because many of times the whole uh, what are the interest rate and other things are not they are not given by these digital banking sectors like fintech company which are using. So the
तो नहीं है की फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट आपने नहीं पढ़ा, उसके बगैर तो कोई दे ही नहीं सकता. दैट इज आरबीआई रिक्वायरमेंट. उसको एक्सप्लेन करके देते हैं कि हम आपको इंटरेस्ट चार्ज करेंगे, ऐसे चार्ज करेंगे, ये रेट चार्ज करेंगे. द पॉइंट इज द पर्सन हुम यू आर मेकिंग पेमेंट, यू डोंट नो वेदर इज अ जेन्युइन पर्सन और नॉट.
यस सर, यस.
चेक देते हो तो हम कहते हैं भाई ये इनको इतना चेक दे दो, ठीक है ये सामने है. बट डिजिटल बैंकिंग में जब ट्रांजेक्ट कर रहे हो द अदर पर्सन, आप जिस पेमेंट हो सकता है वो फेक अकाउंट हो.
यस.
ये एक डिजिटल बैंकिंग का बहुत बड़ा फ्रॉड है. ठीक है, समझ आ रहा है ना इसको. तो इसको करने के लिए क्या आरबीआई ने कुछ कदम उठाए हैं? हैज आरबीआई टेकन एनी स्टेप्स?
Sir, there is a circular that was issued by RBI for guideline on digital banking.
क्या?
So that's these institutions which are engaging in digital banking, they have to provide all adequate information to the customer. And second, there is mule hunt.
क्या इन्फॉर्मेशन देगा? वो तो दे ही रहा है. आरबीआई ने क्या कह रहा है?
RBI also, sir, brought a mule hunter AI that is a like a instrument if there is any digital scam or any fake KYC to find out whether the person is genuine or not.
आरबीआई से कहता है अवेयरनेस कैंपेन चला रखे हैं इतने सारे.
Yes, sir.
दैट इज व्हाट आरबीआई इज डूइंग. एट द सेम टाइम केवाईसी. व्हाट इज केवाईसी?
Sir, know your customers, which means that whether customers credit history, whether he's paying the loans properly.
अरे भाई केवाईसी तो अकाउंट खोलने के लिए, लोन के लिए कहाँ से आ गया केवाईसी?
Sorry, sir, I got confused about it.
वो तो बाद में आएगा ना, पहले अकाउंट खोलने के लिए केवाईसी है ना भाई.
Yes.
केवाईसी इसीलिए है कि डिजिटल बैंकिंग फ्रॉड्स ना हो. अगर केवाईसी आप ठीक तरीके से करें बेस्ट, तो ऑलमोस्ट 80 to 90% फ्रॉड्स कैन बी checked.
ओके, फाइन. कुछ पूछना चाहते हो?
ये था कि sir, like I have received a remark that when I explain thing, my face becomes little bit serious. So do I have to like bring more smile on it? That was the
यार वो
remark.
तो ला सकते हो, उससे
Right.
ज़्यादा तो ना इम्पोर्टेंट ये है कि ना सवाल को अच्छी तरह से समझो.
Yes, sir.
आप बोल तो रहे हो, कुछ भी बोल देते हो, मतलब कि जो है ना जैसे 3 4 5 सेंटेंस, तो जितना कुछ नहीं उतना बताओ.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है ना. और दूसरा जो है ना, ये जो है मतलब कि विच इज़ नॉट एट ऑल रिलेटेड, दैट ऑल्सो यू स्टार्ट स्पीकिंग.
Yes, sir.
नहीं आता तो मना कर दो ना,
उसमें क्या है?
Yes, sir.
कंसेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी बहुत कम है
हाँ,
आपकी.
कम है एक्चुअली कंसेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी. आपको ये मोटा मोटी तौर पे मालूम है,
इतने से काम नहीं चलेगा.
मोटा मोटी तौर पे से रेपो रेट है, आपने बोला जी ये उसके अंदर हो
रेपो
जाएगा, हो
का
जाएगा.
OMO से कोई मतलब नहीं है.
हाँ. अब रेपो का मतलब क्या है वैसे?
Sir, it's a policy rate.
नहीं, रेपो का मतलब क्या है? रेपो स्टैंड किसके लिए करता है?
So there's a full form, sir.
रीपरचेज ऑप्शन.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Well, because loan will be given against the government security. The banker has a re-option, मतलब repurchase
Yes,
option.
sir.
तो वो मतलब
ऑब्लिगेशन है, ऑब्लिगेशन तो वापस लेना है.
Yes.
इसीलिए वो रेपो होगा. तो चीज़ थोड़ी सी ना कंसेप्चुअली थोड़ी सी आपको क्लियर करनी पड़ेगी. कब है इंटरव्यू आपका?
Sir, 11th February.
टाइम कम है फिर तो क्या.
आपके पास तो कम टाइम है, लेकिन कोई बात नहीं.
I will revise. sir.
हाँ, वो क्योंकि बोल तो पा रहे हो आप, उसमें कोई बात नहीं. थोड़ा सीरियस फेस है, वो भी अगर थोड़ा ला सकते हो तो दैट ऑल्सो इज़ फाइन, बट दैट विल कम विद दैट ओनली. जैसे ही कंसेप्ट आपके क्लियर होंगे ना, अपने आप आ जाएगा. अभी नॉर्मली ये आ रहा है कि भी आपको बोलना तो है, मैं बोल रहा हूँ बेसिकली, और उससे रिलेटेड कुछ ना कुछ बोल देते हो आप, वो बात है. दैट इज द पॉजिटिव एस्पेक्ट कि आप उससे रिलेटेड बहुत फिर, लेकिन वो ये जैसे कि वो टू द प्रिंसिपल आई बैक टू ड्राई और वही, लेकिन वो चीज़ नहीं, ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड देन स्पीक। मेरी जो ऑब्जर्वेशन है वो
बिल्कुल सही है, 100% यही है कि आप बोलते हो उसमें फिर गलत बोलते हो क्योंकि आपको जानकारी नहीं है, ठीक है ना। इस वजह से मैक्सिमम आपने भी महसूस किया होगा जिन चीज़ों को आपसे पूछा गया उसमें जानकारी बहुत कम थी आपकी, दैट वाज द इशू। उससे रिलेटेड कुछ भी बोलना जरूरी नहीं है, जब तक कन्विंस्ड ना हो तब तक मत बोलो।
So I revise more. Sir.
हाँ ठीक
हाँ,
है,
थोड़ा सा और कर लो फिर अच्छी तरह से, है ना, ठीक है ना।
So like as we go in depth, sir, my concept actually become confused.
हाँ नेचुरली
Yes, sir.
कंसेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी चाहिए आपको। अभी आपने बहुत जल्दी में जो कुछ पढ़ा है बहुत जल्दी में पढ़ा है, उसको रजिस्टर भी नहीं किया आपने।
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
पढ़ लिया है, वो है आपको मोटा मोटी तौर पे,
फर्स्ट रीडिंग कर ली है लेकिन उससे काम नहीं चलेगा।
I have to internalize.
इंटरनलाइज एग्जैक्टली, अच्छी तरह पढ़ना है, फिर करना है, गलत चीज़ को इंटरनलाइज नहीं कर लेना, नहीं तो फिर वही बोले जाओगे आप। ठीक है, चलो ओके, ऑल द बेस्ट।
Thank you, sir.
ठीक है, ओके देन, ऑल द बेस्ट।